I am not a financial advisor. These videos are all meant for educational purposes only. All complete Trader Academy videos are my personal opinion and perspective. Trading carries a high level of risk, and all results are your own responsibility. Please always demo first. Hey everybody, welcome back to CTA Review. Today is July 8th, Wednesday, 2026. Hope you had a good day today. So we discussed, are we done with coming down or not? And they decided to roll over again. Okay, so we had that pool there, obviously. We had what we made yesterday, and then it was kind of sideways yesterday with a lower high, and it kind of stayed like a consolidation, and then the next phase after that would be an expansion down. Now, it might have sounded like I was married to buying this whole time ever since up here on the first of the month, but and admittedly I did or was, but because I knew that it was the seasonality was very strong and bullish, but they pumped the brakes on that. That this is not something that we can do. There's nothing we can do about that, right? So in this case here, you can see that we have this discount wick. Where's my mouse? Discount wick here. And then we tagged that perfectly. And then nice reversal possibly happening. First higher low, if it is a reversal and exchange of hands, you can see that. And I forgot to say this yesterday. So let me, because I know there's a lot of shit on the chart. So just so you know, it's not for nothing. But I talked about that daily imbalance. I wanted to see us stay above it. We never did. So here we fell short of it. I'm going to drag it out. You can see we came underneath it and we were gone, right? Let me move this back over. And then on top of that, if you look, so there's two gaps. There's this one gap I'm highlighting, and then there's the other gap right there, quadded. All right, so we're hitting that 50% as well. Wednesday's old gap there. You have a first imbalance right there. See that of what day was this? Thursday. And then it's just another lower high, and then using this upper gap here. Again, I can move it off the chart, and it's probably better for people. For me, it doesn't bother me. But if you take a look on the daily, look at the daily. I'm going to drag back that daily imbalance here. And I forgot to mention this in yesterday's video. So that's not something you want to see, right? If you're bullish, obviously. So, I mean, look, pennant, they decided to break that way, snag. Everyone thinks it's bearish, and it'll probably fly the fuck up. I'm not saying that we can't come back down. I'm still bullish. That's kind of what this price action here, but this could be a bear flag and roll over. I doubt it'd have to be some really tough shit here. It depends what we do here. The week is pretty much over in a sense, but I wanted to make sure I mentioned that. Plus, I mentioned the gaps here, and then yesterday, I talked about this imbalance, this first on Monday. Again, it's not necessary to have that, right? But you could see, I don't know if I mentioned this in yesterday's video. So we had that going on as well. Very weak price action, and again, it's to the side here, but pretty much a small pump to the 25% and then sell off. But this is consolidation, rollover, and then this is an expansion. So with an expansion, so it's a reversal here most likely. But does it, do that? Because listen, just to be honest with you, everybody was bullish here, right? We all knew seasonality. We were all bearish. We're all saying we're going to go to 31,000, but guess what? It didn't happen. So I don't even have to participate in the market and wait for this, right? But same time, that's what they're doing. It's only what they're doing, dude. 50% of that wick, perfect. Look at this, very common. Look at this low right here. You see this low right here of May 19? Look at that, because when it dug in, that's a reference. It's a swing low. So look to the right. We're pretty much referencing that. Now, God, there's so much to say, but we are also not pushing above yesterday's first imbalance, right? So taking the sell here when I took the profit out, very smart decision, but I could have held it, but why? Take the profit. Can you get in for another sell? Well, they do this in Asia, in London. What am I going to do? So London already protracted and came for the new low. So we were up here. I'm like, yeah, it's probably going to come up. So, and then probably use this as an inversion, and then really pushing the idea that it's going to sell. Now not saying it didn't sell, but and then you can see here we're on oversold here, and then they're probably dangling this, but we'll see. Again, I am still in a sense in general neutral with this. And to be honest with you, it should come down to fill this inefficiency here that I still have highlighted. Take out that liquidity, so you have liquidity and balance and a breakout area here. Let me put that up, right? This little area here, right? So we'll see what they do, but we'll take it day by day, and then that day gap yesterday, you can see it that we were knocking on it. See how we knocked on it? And then you can see that I know my chart's busier than anyone now. I get that. I have a lot of shit. I have this new shit going on, so it's hard for me to, but you can see we're boom underneath it, dude. I'm gonna go into a smaller time frame. You can see it, and then yeah. So breakout area too. So coming back up, and then let me see. We get close to this. We pass the 16th. Get to this close to this 32, and then what do? We come up into this upper band, the present day gap, trying to sweep the people who are breakout selling there, and then retracing back to wipe out the buyers. And then I can see that, bro. Okay, well, as you can see, it came down and hit that 128th right there, and then kind of a breakout area too. And then you'll see that I get out right here because of this liquidity. You'll see, and then we buy back up, right? Using that 16th incognito, see that? It's there, right? So they're using it, and then boom, where'd it go? Right to that 8th. You can't make that up. All right, and then if I was to then continue the conversation with this bullish daily imbalance of May 8th, you can see if I was to have dragged that over, you can see that we're pretty much selling from it here. And then the upper quadrant here, pretty much, if I was to split this in half, is this too much for you? It is for me even, but it doesn't bother me at the same time. So we fall short of it, but basically that's to show you weakness. It's not going any higher or tagging that upper quadrant, and you can see that we're using that current daily imbalance gap. So that being said here, and then when we sold off again, it was nice there, but then they want to come back up and now sweep these guys. And then let me go into a smaller time frame here, but I just wanted to make sure I covered this again. Reaching out still, this is still bullish. That's the thing. And then you're going to say, well, you're going to make your mind when it comes down here. Yeah, because here's the thing. If it's a stage 2, so it's an expansion. If it tops out and it's a 3 and then it comes down for a 4 for a recession retracement, I think it's a little too early for that. Honestly, I think it's just still too early for that. Sometimes July can be the top, but same time, if I was to get a new low and then a lower high and then a low, then I can get confirmation after this low, get a lower high, and then sell it down in, right? If that was going to be the case. But I think this is just still a major bull flag, right? And then you're just, making it a little difficult, and anyone at this price is getting held as of now. So let me move forward with this here. Also, you can see that I got all the way here. I have June 10, Wednesday. I have that dragged all the way out. Yes, I do. All right, so this was yesterday here. And then sideways, ram it. Where'd it go? All right, comes in. All right, and then final destination, 25%. You think that's random? You think the body's stopped on that quadrant? Can't be, right? Pops up, first higher low, pops up again, middle, 50%, boom, shoots off. All right, now, today we have, so this profile, I thought it was going to be a pump dump, but it ended up being a buy, sell, buy. And this is a shakeout buy, sell, buy. So it buys first, retraces to take out the lows, and then buys back up. So I was looking at this as an expansion and then a retrace. And then so here's the deal with today. This would be a little too obvious, and it was a little too obvious to be a retracement, stop, sell, and then continue. And then I fucking knew that when I was selling here to get into here. Very good decision making. And then it also hitting that what do you call it? 25%. See that? So okay, so instead of if it was an immediate buy sell buy, it did buy, and then but there's no follow through, right? And then you thought this might have been it, but it's too weak. Look at the candle. The 15-minute will fucking tell you the story. Let me do this a little better here. Conversation around this opening range gap is nice. Look at the wicks. Ugh, fucking horrible price action here. I initially did catch the buy though, and then got stopped out, and then switched biases to sell. But very difficult, very fucking difficult. And then let's see. So we get that pump first. I'm like, oh, all right, you see the drives there. Yeah, it makes sense. It's gonna sell. So it did. But at this time, it looked like a nice reversal too. So why did they push it up? Well, they went to the reason why it came back down is because they got to this top 8 and they left it. You're gonna remember this one day because this is a very common situation where they shoot up, they get to the 8th level right there, they don't seal it. What do? They have already squeezed everybody here. What do they got to do now? Well, they've made these fucking easy higher lows. So we're selling into the liquidity. Now, to hold it to keep going is a little naive as well. Why is that? Because that would be also way too easy, right? And then you're getting married to it, and then a day like this on a Wednesday, they reverse it back. So that's something you got to feel in its experience. I mean, the explanation of it coming down was because they didn't seal it, and they did it on purpose. That's the other reason why I was selling this. But when it came down and taking out the profit, that's a good idea because it could reverse. Now, you're thinking today's going to be like yesterday. And that's another reason why it's not going to be like yesterday, right? Where you think it pushes down, lower low, lower high, and sell. Just like I took this sell yesterday and stopped and got out, right? And then it came back up. So we're in a similar situation, but today, you thinking that this wasn't going to go above here is a little naive too, because of the fact that it's been easy selling and we have dropped a lot and so on. So logically, if I had nothing on the chart, when this pushed up to take out sellers, naturally I'm thinking to come back down and take out buyers. From here, I don't want to be involved, and it's London close, so we then have London close. But time is going to also tell you that it's possibly that it is going to reverse. So London closes here and you're thinking, I want to keep going all the way. Well, hold on, because now London close is going to return and lunch is going to turn for hunt liquidity. That's exactly what it did. All in lunchtime to the PM session. And the PM session has been sitting here all this fucking time. So that's very logical to sell. Why? Because I'm going to go on a smaller, well, you can see it on the, here. You see we pop up, 25, boom, 8th here, 50 playing around, back to that top 8, doesn't seal it, breaks down, makes a break. That's a break. So we expect to come lower, retraces up for a deep, acting all tough, and then closes. This fails, and then you get this wick here, strong wick, and then it's really just an internal low. That's a lower high. Smacks that 8th there with the 50, rolls over. It's hard to kind of explain every single fucking thing here. But when you get this break again, we're sweeping that 930. They're pushing up to act like it's going to be buying. And at first I thought it might be, but no, I was still right here. Came up, and then we do have a macro time in here. But it's just a lower high here. We already have flow here. So you can see that little channel building. It's just a lower low and a lower high, and I expect 3 sells. So when I take this sell here, I'm expecting 3 sells. So I can't fit all this on one chart. I'm gonna leave here. I just wanted to show it so you could see it, and then look at this. Another reason why to get out. Look at this, bouncing right on top of those, and that's just this chart. I'm not even showing you nothing else. Let me move forward real quick to the fire here. Where am I?
Here is fine. And then you'll see that that first imbalance was key. So we have we pop up and then failing, so staying there, and then we get this bearish imbalance, fails, pops up like I said, and then here's this bullish imbalance, this 1021. As you can see, when we come underneath it, it stays underneath it, right? And yeah, it looked tough right there and stopped dead on its tracks, even better than the 8th level, right at that high. Look at there it goes. See that? So, and then the body snaps in. This is selling. So I had already pushed sell right here when I got in here. So pushes down, again makes that low, and then daily gap there. So much to say. Stops here, retraces back, shoots up real strong. Okay, and I didn't drag this out, but it's very close. See that? But it's really, there's another little inversion right here, which is this 1020 candle, this little one here. I didn't draw that. I could have. I'm actually going to do it now for you, just because you don't think I'm fucking crazy. Okay? You see that? Boom. 50%. See that? And then another failed high. So, but look at the first imbalance here. So I'm like, okay, is it going to stay above it? And then breaks underneath. That's a resistance, right? So that, the first imbalance is laying, my friend, it's laying on that 32. Look at my 32. You think that's fucking random? There is no way. There's just no way. All right. So bodies snap in, beautiful sell as well, and then once the bodies leave, it's gone. It's leaving. Where's it going? You can see it. You can see it right away. Boom. Why right there? Why? Fucking breakout. Liquidity, 2 equal lows. Imbalance. And breakout. See this high right here? This swing high? Look to the right. See that? We didn't get this deep. It got real close. Like fucking tick away. But what's that? Oh, it's a 128. Oh, I came right to it. Pink twice. Get out right here. The goal of this sell was there, right there. Okay? And then you get a double bottom here. And then you shouldn't see this if you're selling. So it and then you shouldn't see a follow through either. So yeah, just coming up and then wiping them out. The sellers, and then look at the body staying inside there, not at random. I didn't draw anything else after it was done here. But it came right back to that 8th. Why am I not buying this? Well, I should have, only because of the narrative of us being in a discount. The other major thing that I forgot to say yesterday was, did they want to come into this 2 to 2.5? I don't know why I didn't fucking lead with that. Because I had already had this drawn. So I was saying that we were staying in here. If it was really bullish, it would have stayed in this 1 and 1.5. I've had this on my chart. This is what I forgot to say these last days. So if it's failing, where is it going? Here. And me dropping the ball a little bit, mentioning this. Number 2, being a little married to buying. But this was it here. See that? All confluence there. So they wanted to get into here. This is now we're not closing below this 2.5, so we don't see a 3.5 to 4 extension. This looks like it's going to reverse to me. I mean, my experience says this is going to reverse, but it could be myopic and just roll over. I don't know, but did reach this 2 to 2.5, and I should have said these in videos ago, so my apologies. I just got married to buying. I make mistakes all the time, and but I was still able to take sells in this process, and I didn't take this buy. So I just didn't want to trade and be done. So overstay my welcome here. But what else? I don't think I need to mention anything there. Here we also had some nice flow here. We did take out a long-term low. We built this intermediate term low here to the left, and then we had a long-term low here, and then we don't have one on the right side. So I'm expecting this to be an expansion, and then we get a retracement and then an expansion again. So for another higher low. So some more like price action like this. But that was the gist there. And then as you can see on this 15 minute, this is why I have this still here, is because you could see that that low, why I got out here, is because that could have been a higher low. And this could have been that intermediate term low. And it is. It is. Coming right into that imbalance, it's already marked for me, tagging in. So when I take the trade, you can see the screenshot. You can see all of them showing it leading into here. Perfect. Beautiful, what you want to see. 4 hours on an oversold, so it's playing around. I think it should start pushing up, man. I mean, we also had this in the factor. Look, I told you. I said it looked like a wedge. It's like, they came in here already. They're acting fucking dumb, and then out of nowhere, right? So there you go. Now I'm looking for another retracement and a higher low, or consolidation and expansion. So I knew we're bullish. I just you what are you gonna do? You can't help them fucking bringing it down for some liquidity. But a little naive to think that they would not as well, right? Especially with this drop down. When in the videos earlier, I've been mentioning, I said this was a tough move. Where was it on a 1 hour, right? No, it was on a 4 hour that I had that here. This 4 hour candle. I was like, that's going to be tough to break above. And look, we did not. So I'm aware, right? And if you've been watching for a while, you should be getting really good at reading price action, knowing what's not sitting well, and so on, right? Like possibilities, like even when I'm selling here, like greed will kick in and be like, hey, we're gonna come all the way for a new low, and right when that happens, I'm already kind of like an inkling saying, it's gonna buy, and I was right, and I didn't follow I didn't follow my gut there, but it is what it is, right? So just like here when it was buying, let me go back to this. When it was buying here, I'm like, yeah, we're gonna buy. I knew we were gonna buy and fill a lot of this gap. Why? Because of this selling here, right? People thought that this was going to be like the sell here. If you take a look at this breakout here and the imbalance, and we were sitting right here, and people, oh, that was enough. Nah, man. They want to put you on tilt. They're going to have you trying to sell this, and it keeps going up, and you're trying to sell it, keeps going up, and you're selling it, and then at this point, you're like, oh, no, it's fucking buying. So you start buying. It fails. You start buying. It fails. You start buying. It fails. Now the motherfucker's down here. Now you're like, oh, I knew I was right. It's selling. And then you try to sell it, and it fails. You try to sell it, and it fails. And now it's buying. But in the whole sense, dude, this was just a reversal. This is a bigger double bottom. And this is a reversal, retrace, and then an expansion again. That's all it was, dude. That wick on that 4 hour, it's all it was. Because it made sense. It really made sense. For it to keep coming lower, dude, it's like, it's not likely. It's just not likely. They got too much liquidity here, and the easy run that we're about to run now, right? So there's that. And I'm not fucking with this. I'm just leaving it alone. But I knew this would happen. So man, look at the lows. So you telling me the PM session right here at 1:30? Look at 1:30. Literally 1:30. So they brought it back for lunch, then 1:30 kicks in. And then guess what? It stops right out of all the places. You telling me it stopped right there? Yeah, okay, bro. And that 1/8? Come on. Doesn't make sense. And then it just tagged that 128 live and sold from it? Come on, man. Fuck me. What was I gonna say here? So intermediate term lows being built on the way. You only want to wait to get into a raid. Once it raids, for example, like right there, I was talking about here. Like, see how this raids that low? Still in that imbalance, but it raids that low. That is a swing that you can trust more. Protected low, just like here. See, this low takes out that low. That is more protected and trusted. Shows on an intermediate term low. Now, I'm gonna expect. I'm gonna expect that we. I don't know if we're gonna shoot straight up. I doubt that. I think we're gonna come back down and get into here. So we'll use this low to this internal high to this internal higher low, and then made a new high, and then maybe like a higher low here. Sweep some of this because why? Well, once it's coming down and it keeps going up here, by here it's breaking up. Boom, right there. So they want to come into here or for good measure here. I don't know, man. Let's. Oh, another thing I'm gonna forget because this is very important is that we already had the daily range was 600. What did it say? 629 points. We used 649 down here. So up here was 629 at zero, the high, and then we 649 points was already printed in the day. So that right there was also the reason why I knew that this flow would probably happen, right? So, I mean, again, I didn't know it would come here, but the pump initially, and then it fails. And then once it's failing, I'm like, okay, you guys want to come for a retracement, right? Because it's reversing, right? So, in general sense. So the average daily range was already printed, is what I'm saying. Now, here's the deal. There's Thursday and Friday left, and you have about what does that say? 610. Let's just say 400 points left in the week. Let's just say even 300 points. Do you see that 300 points coming up here or coming down here? To be honest with you, I mean, manipulation wise, I'd see them doing it up here. And you're like, really? I mean, and could it be down here? Yeah, it could, man. It could. It really could. But I don't think. I don't know. Unless this is just one big fake out. You'd want to see some follow through here, and Asia London will kind of depict of how we move forward. Look at that. Stop playing. Oh my god. I was sitting back like, no way, not that easy. But again, this price action was fucking horrific. I was like, bro, what are you gonna do, bro? What do you want to do? So patience pays here, definitely. Waiting for the opening range to establish, and then waiting for actual flow, order flow, right? Because this break here, you don't want to see that if you're buying. So it broke. So you get so here's my three legs. So I don't usually count this one, the first one. This is cell one, and then you can say cell two and cell three, right? Or if you look at this and you count it as one, because sometimes I do, cell one pops up, cell two pops up, cell three. I was expecting that while I was here. I'm like, I'm going to hold it for 3 cells. That's 3 drives, right? That's how I used to be able to catch it, take out, get it again, take out, right? But in a better market, right? But and then here, same idea, looking for 3 buys, right? So 1, 2. There's your third there. Could be 4 and 5 and 6 coming, obviously, but I'm just talking here. Let me see what else. I feel like I hope this is helpful. I mean, you're like I can see it after the fact. I don't know. I don't know if that's what this is becoming, but dollar 28 minutes. I gotta stop making long videos for my sanity. Dollar kind of going sideways, looking a little toppish though. We're gonna want to see dollar really come down if we're gonna be pushing back up. I don't want to see dollar going up anymore. So that's the issue here. So I mean, right now it's dollar is in a sense bullish. I mean, depends what you ask. God, dollar's been a anyways. It doesn't really matter. I don't really look at this too much, in a sense like this, but I don't know. I feel like something big's coming. I mean, you're gonna want to see dollar come back down, man, to help this trade buying up. I mean, I'm not even in it, but let me move forward here. VIX also telling on themselves here with we initially came down, and so we were on an oversold here, and this is what helped me sold this trade. VIX was down here, and I was like, yeah, this thing's about to pop up. So it popped up, came to an overbought, and then we sold. Why I'm kicking myself is that when we topped here, we were bottomed at that higher low, and I should have bought it, and I did not. So it is what it is. It's okay. It is what it is. Moving forward, told you about Dow, easy run there, very possible. Overbought, made a new high, made sense that they would retrace. That would help us push up as well. So if you were looking at that, kudos to you. What is this? A 4 hour? Oh yeah. So it made perfect sense to get some of these days. Look at the look back. 1, 2, 3, 4 days back. Did I equal those right there? And this is where we're at with Dow. So the nice run back. And here this is I would say a shakeout sell by sell. So as you look at it here, it's a down, pushes up, and then it's sell by sell, right? In the lower quadrant as well, so more weak. So here's your sell. Well, if you look at previous price action, sell buy, hit a lower high here, make a new lower low on the easier side here, but just the delivery has been fucking ugly, man. Everywhere. Delivery is tough. But and then S&P they slammed down as well, took out that low, and it's popping back in. Again, it's fucking neutral, bro. I don't know what to say. It's neutral. It's still neutral. So I'm not. I don't care. I really don't care, dude. Okay. I don't care. I really don't care. Um. So I just think that this is going sideways and it's gonna push up one more time before we come back down. I mean, it would just make sense because it's like everybody is super horny to sell now. They're like, you guys thought I was married to buying shit. People are married to selling right now. They are. And that right there is a sentiment that is a nice barometer because as you see, I was married to buying, but not because I was retail, but because I was fucking following actual data and seasonality, and because of that, they dropped it. Now, because when they dropped it, everybody else is now coming out the woodworks. Oh, we're bearish, we're bearish, we're bearish, we're bearish. Okay, cool. Now it's coming down. Won't come back up because now even me, I'm gonna sit here and say, okay, yeah, we're bearish, right? It only makes sense. Do you? And you're like, do you really think they time it that way? Absolutely. They know, bro. They know. So this is not that great. I'll be honest with you. Um, it's gonna take a lot to see. You see this price action right here? You're gonna need to see it do this fan this way. See this? See this? See this pops up consolidation goes up, right? You're gonna need to see that here. If this motherfucker comes down again, I would then say maybe we're bearish. But until then, I'm just still neutral. So, and then this little retracement here could be just a retracement, and it got two drives up. One deep, two retracement, stops, rolls over, right, like a bear flag, right? And then their whole goal was to come and just clear this up, and then maybe get this. See these guys right here, these fanning guys right here. Nice sell model here, where it could have been consolidation, an accumulation, and then you get the break. You get a low risk sell here, and then you get a well, hold on, let me just look at this. If this was your first distribution and a second one, this could be the second one happening now. But I just don't think that's the case, man. Talking out loud here, I guess. And then here you can see S&P speakering out. Look at this bullshit. Look at this garbage ass fucking day. As far as the initial delivery, but that's again, that's why the patience pays, and let it do what it's doing. Let it show a direction. Can you be a part of a lower high to take out liquidity? Can you be a part of a higher low to take out liquidity? Yeah, absolutely can. Patience, and you know, and that's pretty much it. A fucking trend line would even do wonders here. But for me, man, for me, this is more of a dump pump. So dump and pump, but honestly, this is fucking ugly. I mean, it's not ugly, but it's like fitting it in a profile is very tough. Um, so I would expect that this is a daily wick, as you can see, a daily wick snapping in, but it's anyone's ball game, bro. Two options. So the next day is bearish, right? Bearish day. Won't closes here. Friday, we come down. All right, big bearish week finally. Or if this reverses, you want to do, does Thursday become a bullish day? This is a swing here, and then I mean, I can't. I don't care. It doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. I'm super over it, and I think I've talked enough. Let me see. Am I missing something, man? Um, Gap here. I don't know, man. Looks like it's about to bust through, but it's not a fun place to be. Put it that way. I think I've done enough, man. 37 minutes. Let me see. Is there anything else I should say here? What's today's date? The 8th. So if I was to look over here. So maybe they were just delaying it, and then they're waiting for the 10th to just kind of take off. Possibly. Because the 5, 10 year, and 15 year, none of them are agreeing. This is absolute manual intervention. I'm sorry. I don't give a damn what anybody say. 100% manual intervention. Market's not looking too hot, but still up there. So let's see. What else? What else? What else? What else? Is that enough? Is that enough? I'm missing something here. What am I missing here? Strong candidate to pop back up, though. Line. I don't know. You guys take care. God bless.